We're so glad you're spending time with us today. Your support is always appreciated here at CSL. Remember, there's several ways to give. As you watch today's service, you can click on the donate button right here on Facebook or donate at our homepage, cslftl.org. There's also a regular giving program called TPL, where you can set up a monthly contribution. You'll find details on our website, cslftl.org. Here's a great way to stay in touch with CSL Center for Spiritual Living. It's our brand new app available in the App Store under Center for Spiritual Living, FL, and that's Florida. Make sure you say hello to everyone today in the comment section and let us know your thoughts. We're so glad you're here. Enjoy the celebration.
Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this place.
All right. Good morning, CSL family. We're going to
Good
start
morning,
with our
morning.
opening song, which is our new opening song for this month. It is Holy, Holy Way. So please stand up and let's make a joyful noise.
All right, y'all. Come on, clap your hands.
Very simple.
Hey.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way. Hey.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that
love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love, holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love
in a holy, holy way.
Good morning, CSL family.
Good morning.
I'm Jeannie Looper-Smith, and I absolutely love welcoming you to Center for Spiritual Living. CSL Fort Lauderdale is like a spiritual lasagna, layered with compassion, with love, with diversity, with acceptance. And whether you're a first-time visitor here or a regular, you are a necessary ingredient in this delicious concoction. Thank you, Pat. If you regularly or sometimes watch online, we've tripled your opportunities. You can join our community on Facebook, on YouTube, or on our website, cslftl.org. For our first-time guests in the room, we have a "Hey, we're glad you're here" gift for you. Mala beads from Bali that you can wear as jewelry or use in your meditation practice. If you are here for the first time and you'd be willing to raise your hand or stand, our ushers are specially trained to spot you and they'll deliver your gifts. So please wave your hand and let us know you're here. And again, welcome to CSL Fort Lauderdale. Welcome, welcome. Also, if you would please fill out this card and drop it in one of the offering baskets at the end of the service, then you will receive our monthly e-newsletter. If you're watching us online for the first time, let us know that, and we'll be sure to reach out to you. And take a tour of our website, cslftl.org, to learn everything there is to know, almost, about CSL and sign up to receive the monthly newsletter. Also, if you're on Facebook, be sure to share us with your friends, like us, and follow us on Instagram. We have an intention statement here that says how we want to show up as a spiritual community. And in a moment, we'll stand and say it, and then we'll say hello, hi, how are you, good morning, hey, I love you, but that's close enough. For all of those who are around us, let's do that in a way that they're comfortable with. So, let's all stand. CSL Fort Lauderdale, who are we? We are a loving and diverse spiritual community dedicated to personal growth, healing, and service.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the trees. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you will join us.
And the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed and for hunger. No, no, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. No. Hope someday you will join us.
And the world will be as one.
We're gonna be as one.
Like brothers and sisters.
The world will be as one.
Walking hand in hand.
The world will be as one. The world will be as one.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Who reflections, y'all make it so hard to get up here after y'all sing. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL. I'm Reverend Skip Jennings, your spiritual director here, and it's my honor and privilege to welcome you. If you're here for the very first time, welcome home. You online, our online global community, we bless you. We give thanks that you are a part of our family as well, for we know that there is no distance between any of us because we're all connected in love. You know, tomorrow we are celebrating Indigenous People Day. That's what we're doing. And not just our Indigenous global community here, but Indigenous family all over the world. We celebrate, and we know one thing, that our Indigenous brothers and sisters did not need to be discovered. So we're celebrating you. If you're part of the Indigenous family, if you're part of our tribe, if you're part of people that have some Indigenous energy and vibration in you, I'm going to ask you to stand up right now if you know. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes. Yes, we celebrate you. We celebrate you, and we got a chance to talk about the 4 agreements last month with Don Miguel Ruiz, and just keeping the traditional, I'm going to say traditions, very important. We are going back to these traditions, and we celebrate you. We have a very special guest that's going to be giving us our talk today. Reverend Cynthia Lindemeyer is here, and we just welcome you, and we're just so excited to hear what you're going to do as well. Thank you. Thank you. So here at CSL, we have 7 core values. and they are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, sacred service, diversity, and inclusivity. And today we are focusing on abundance. So I like to pray. I pray a lot. And I like to listen, and listening is when I meditate. And I was praying, I was like, God, I need a new way to talk about abundance. And in the midnight hour, and those who are ministers know about the midnight hour when you're waiting and you're waiting, you're waiting, and finally it pops into your head like instantaneous. God gave me this. He said to look, and she said, and it said, however you want to say it, said, look at abundance in the way you are, a threefold person. Look at abundance as mind, body, and spirit. So we look at first the mind and the thought and what we think about. We think about words like abundance, plenty, sufficient, plentiful, fullness, generous, lavish, bountiful. It's a great word. I love that word. Plenty, wealth. Think about those words. We also think about words like the amount, the measure, the size, the magnitude, the capacity, the mass. If we think about those words in our mind, we get a kind of an idea of what abundance is all about. But when we go deeper into the embodiment, the body of abundance, we're talking about how we embody this divine quality. There's abundance of love within us. Therefore, we can love in those very challenging ways. Those times that we feel like we can't love, we must remember there's an abundance of love that lives within us. There's an abundance of joy when our brothers and sisters are going through something, or when we're going through something, when we can remember there's enough joy to heal any situation, abundance of joy. There is an abundance of peace within us when we watch the TV and we see wars, we see rumors of wars. There is an abundance of peace, and it comes from our mind. It comes from who we are. We embody the peace, prosperity, grace, abundance of grace. There's an abundance of power that lives within you. We embody the wholeness of abundance even if we're going through challenges in our body temple. There's abundance of nature around us. Look at the trees, look at the sky, look at the water. There is an abundance of compassion and kindness. We show up all the time giving compassion when we don't even know how we're going to be able to be kind to someone that's not kind to us. There is an abundance of kindness. And then we think about the Spirit, and how does abundance show up as the absolute Spirit? It is endless. It is eternal. It is everlasting. It is infinite. It is limitless. So when we look at abundance in a way of the mind, body, and spirit, we will have a new understanding of what true abundance really is. This week, I want you to contemplate abundance as your life. I want you to see.
Searching for love. Has anyone found it? You see, everyone knows that love is a feeling. It's real. So let my record show, and everyone here knows that it's real. Searching for love. Some search for a lifetime, and it hurts, and I know this. To live for and don't find, can't smile until until my record shows, till everyone here knows that it's real. So how can I prove what I'm saying when it's the heart that is filled with such joy? The words that I say express the way that I feel. But it's more than just a feeling. It's the reality of this whole world. Love in the form of a babe that was born to reveal. Searching for love. Some search high and low, which is the reason why I sing, to tell those who don't know there's no rest until my record shows, till everyone here knows that it's real. So how can I prove what I'm saying when it's the heart that is filled with such joy? Words that I say express the way that I feel. And it's more than just a feeling. It's the reality of this whole world. Love in the form of a babe that was born to reveal, searching. I'm searching for love. I'm telling you, I found it. Oh, and everyone here knows that love is a feeling, but it's more, it's real. Oh, yes, it is. So let my record show, till everyone in this room knows that it's real. I said it's real. And let my record show, till everyone here knows that it's real. Just let my record show, till everyone here knows that it's real. Yes, I know it's real.
Oh my goodness. Whew. Let my record show. Let my record show. Antonio just took y'all to church. I don't know if you knew that, but he just took y'all to church. CeCe Winan, BB and CeCe Winan, that's an amazing song. Let my record show till everyone knows it is real. That's why we're here. That's why our speaker's here today. I'm very honored to introduce you to Reverend Cynthia Ramirez Lindemeyer. She is here as a candidate for one of our positions as assistant minister here. And one of the processes that we go through, you guys were here for me when I had my first talk here, which was actually a year ago. I'm celebrating a year from the first time I stood on this pulpit. Yeah. It's been a year. A year flies by quickly. You blink and it's like, oh my goodness, there's a year. There's a year. So I'm going to talk a little bit about and introduce you to Reverend Cynthia. Here's what I know, and this is what her bio says. Reverend Cynthia Ramirez Lindenmeyer is a founder of Sacred Activism Community and serves as chaplain for the American Public University System. Upon graduation from the United States Military Academy, and I'm a military man, so I might think I need to salute you. Hello. Cynthia served as various Army command and staff positions as a minority admissions officer for West Point. Her life lessons from living homeless to commanding soldiers, from living abroad to across her life lessons, from living abroad to 15 states to serve as chaplain for the United States Military Academy and pastoring several unique denominational churches results in her metaphysical perspective and the vision of the world awakening to its spiritual potential. So this is what it says here. Let me tell you a little bit about this woman. She's a powerful, powerful woman. She loves Star Wars, so I'm already in love with her. She loves the Marvel comics. I'm already in love with her. And when you get a chance to hang out with her, she has a simple peace about her. She brings this assurance, this focus. And we actually began our affiliate on the same day. She did her orals the same day I did my orals, and we both passed. So I know that we are in good company. What I want to tell you a little bit about her, too, is her heart. She brings a heart of servant. She brings a heart of consciousness. And we are on a path together, and I know that to be true. She's also a TPL member. She's been a TPL member for a while, so she's a member of our church already. So everyone give a good homecoming welcome to our Reverend Cynthia Lindenmeyer.
Thank you, Skip. Well, good morning, CSL. I am very glad to be here. Last week at this time, does anybody know what the capital of South Dakota is? Yes, Pierre. That's another story for another time and place, why I was in South Dakota at this time. But I am very thankful to be here because here is where I am meant to be. So why do we gather here? As humans, we are aware life is this mysterious journey, and it begins with once upon a time and ends with happily ever after. The end, written in cursive letters. And so we gather as travel companions on this human adventure as spiritual encouragers for one another. We are spiritual beings of consciousness, and we use various direction-finding methods to navigate. Sometimes it's science, sometimes, as it will be in the upcoming month, politics. It's sports, it's science fiction, it's financial security, it's religion, and it's spirituality. The journey of who you are and the journey of who I am begins with intention. What you do with your life matters, and what I do with my life matters. Now, a few years ago, I met a friend I hadn't seen since 4th grade for dinner in Washington, D.C. Have you ever met someone that you haven't seen in over 45 years? I'm like scanning the restaurant, and I'm expecting for 4 feet tall Avelia, who ended up to be 6 feet tall Avelia. And after 3 hours of great conversation, catching up on one another's lives, she got this serious look on her face. She's like, Cynthia, I have been trying to find you for years to thank you. And I was like, I wonder what I did. And she goes, I was so scared when I moved into 2nd grade. Now let me take you back to my 2nd grade. Second grade was a huge milestone in my elementary school in Boulder, Colorado, because that is the year that if you passed your YMCA swim test, you got a green wristband, which granted you sacred passage to be able to attend the most awesome field trip ever on the first Thursday, the first day of the school week, to the Boulder Reservoir. Now, all that I heard in kindergarten and first grade in the lunchroom was, "Did you hear about Johnny? He swam all the way to the docks. Don't mess with Lisa. She beat everyone there." And they would like kind of try to scare us as upcoming second graders. No second grader has ever made it to the docks. So, all summer, I trained so I could swim to the docks, because that was my intention. Because I figured that if I could swim to the docks, then I would be a legend, not only in Mesa Elementary School, but also middle school, high school, college, life. I'd be set. All I had to do was swim out to the docks. So, sounds like a pretty ridiculous intention, but that was my why that summer. So, our book of the month, Think Like a Monk. Author Jay Shetty writes, "To live intentionally, we must dig to the deepest why behind the want." What is the deepest why behind what you want to do? And our conscious intentions often have subconscious roots. So we keep asking ourselves, why do I want to do this? Why? So in the workshop this afternoon, little shameless plug, we will be exploring our identity through the lens of the 3 stages of the heroic journey, which is a template that Star Wars author George Lucas used to write that awesome epic. And every time you see me and you want to talk Star Wars, just plan to be there an hour. But anyway, the heroic journey is a structure that was communicated by Joseph Campbell, who went to church services in New York City and took classes by a teacher by the name of Fenwick Holmes, who is the older brother of Ernest Holmes. So you can kind of put the pieces together, and I hear so much of science of mind in the heroic journey. In fact, my ministerial life statement comes from a Joseph Campbell quote that if you want to help people to live in this world, you have to help them understand how to live in this world. And I think in this world, we sometimes get caught up in a 3-dimensional reality, and we forget about the other realities that exist around us, hence why I love science fiction. Now, I believe when I meet you, I love to hear about your story. And I know that every single one of us has a story. And many times it echoes in fairy tales that we hear, in myths, in Netflix series, in Star Wars, in the Marvel comics. And I also understand when I watch a movie, I love it when the ending is shown at the beginning. And it's called reverse chronology. It's a movie directed science of mind. And the way I see science of mind really has this reverse chronology effect. We already know what we need to know, don't we? We already know that God is love. God is perfect. God is with us all the time. God dwells within. And that's really the holy grail that we spend our whole life searching for, and yet we already know it right here, right now. And so why do we get so caught up in drama and tragedy, in pain and sickness, loneliness and grief? And that's why I like, and I'll be talking about this afternoon, the spiritual heroic journey. It helps kind of explain what that happens. Now, I do believe that our human desire is we like predictability. We like to know the path of a storm before it hits us. And energy is entropic. An author I enjoy reading, and when I say his name, if you know who he is, don't think I understand a word of what he says. I just like reading him. Equilibrium, it really conflicts with the Spirit's entropic energy. So the first movement of the heroic journey begins with that movement from equilibrium, from order to disorder. Now, all of us have a consciousness. We're going around this human experience in a physical body, and we experience life in a system, whether it be an economic system, a sociological system, political, patriarchal, relational, religious. All these systems can be a threat to who you are, to your inner guide, to your inner knowing. And we get so busy and caught up in these systems that we forget to stop and just ask for directions. I won't say anything about my husband at this moment because he's sitting over there when it comes to asking for directions. But asking directions, all you have to do really is be in silence and meditate, and then your inner guide, that inner knowing, it is never wrong to put you on the right path. Now, these systems that we find ourselves in, so often they steer us wrong, but when we stop, and each one of us here, if you're here this morning watching online or in this center, you know that there is one life. And that life is now. And that life is God. And that life is perfect. I mean, it's just so simple. And yet we make things so complicated. And hence, that's why we steer off into all these different directions. Because I live in this civilization of intersectionality, hierarchical structures. And we forget that we matter. I matter. But each one of us has a consciousness that can affect the human race consciousness. And I know that sounds very theoretical, but I have some proof. Back to the second grade in the summer of 1975. They, whoever they is, say that everything that you learned in, yes. But unbeknownst to me, in 1975, there is a Hindu philosopher, Bhaktivinoda Thakura, and he predicted 100 years earlier how my summer would unfold as he describes 4 fundamental choices that drive everything that we do. These 4 fundamental motivations that drive our choices. Now, I didn't have any older brothers and sisters, but my friends did. And that summer, all they could talk about was this awesome movie. I wanted to see it. I desired to see it. And one of the 4 motivations is desire, seeking personal gratification through success, wealth, and pleasure. Now, already I was motivated by the desire to swim to the dock in order to be a second grade legend so my whole life would be awesome. But now I really desired to see this movie. Meanwhile, in 1975, there were entrepreneurs living along the beach, and they owned a restaurant or a resort or a hotel or even an ice slushy hut. They were motivated by the great profits that they were earning from people flocking to the coast. But, and here's where the human race consciousness really comes into play as I understand it. Enter in the storytelling consciousness of a new movie director. Now, does anyone remember what happened on June 20th, 1975? No, this predates Star Wars. I'll give you a hint. Da-dun. In fact, can I hear it? No, I meant the notes. Da-dun. See, even now, oh. Oh. I mean, right now, enter in the second motivation, fear. I've got fear going on right now. So anyway, fear is defined by sickness, poverty, fear of hell, or fear of death. Now, the main character in Jaws, Chief Brody, he wants to close the beaches after the first fatality, but the mayor, and this is in the movie, all the local business owners, they're afraid of going into poverty because it's the 4th of July weekend. This is their big weekend. So enter in the third motivation, duty, motivated by gratitude, responsibility, and the desire to do the right thing. Well, Chief Brody, he has a moral sense to protect the people. My parents, they were motivated by a duty to not take their 8-year-old to a horror movie. Now, think about the vocational institutions that shape you and the management ingrained in your identity, whatever your boss tells you. It becomes this like little voice in your mind. And when I was thinking about leaving the military, I had this quote, and this is probably the first time here that you've ever had a quote from Douglas MacArthur in a message, I bet. But one of the mantras I had in my military mind came from Douglas MacArthur, who I lived in Douglas MacArthur barracks, and when we went to breakfast, we even had MacArthur eggs. I mean, Douglas MacArthur was everywhere. And so in my mind, I want to get out of the military, but I have this voice, Cynthia, what about duty, honor, country? Those three hallowed words reverently dictate how you ought to be, what you can be, what you will be. They are your rallying points to build courage when there seems to be little cause for courage, to create hope when there's little understanding of hope, and to create faith when faith becomes forlorn. That was going on in my mind. I'm like, oh, I can't get out of the military. I'm going to let Douglas MacArthur down. That would be awful. So Chief Brody, back to the movie, he, ironically, hates the water. But he has a strong moral duty to protect the people of his town. And eventually he gets in a boat, and one of the classic lines in the movie, does anybody remember it? You're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah. You got to see the movie. But anyway, he gets in this boat, which was quite small compared to the shark, to hunt the big shark so it doesn't hurt the people of his town, who he feels he has a duty to protect. Now, you've probably made some life-altering decisions based on fear, on desire, and duty. But the fourth motivation, the fourth intention, ended up being my father's Achilles heel, and that's love. Love, compelled by care for others and the urge to help them. In my suffering and my 8-year-old begging to see the movie, my father acquiesced. Now, the film was no longer in theaters in Boulder, Colorado, so during a dark and stormy thunder lightning night, we went to the drive-in. And that is when my second grade desire to swim to the docks gave way to fear. Now, even though the nearest ocean was 1,000 miles away, I quickly had the fear of getting chomped into bits by a great white shark. So I stopped training. I didn't even take baths. And I sure as heck was not going to go into the Boulder Reservoir. But on the first day of school, a new girl who had moved into the neighborhood was in my class, Avelia. Now, we had to have a buddy to go on this field trip. And so before we even said the Pledge of Allegiance, I rushed over to Avelia and asked her to be my buddy, and thus began our friendship. Now, fast forward 45 years later, ironically at a seafood restaurant in D.C., and Avelia recalled how I befriended her and how scared she was. She was moving from Florida, and in her first day of second grade, she realized that she was the only dark-skinned person in a sea of whiteness. Now, Boulder, Colorado does not have much diversity today. It sure didn't have much in 1975. And as Skip said, my maiden name is Ramirez, or Ramirez. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, and I remembered when we moved from Birmingham to Boulder in kindergarten, I was literally freaked out because there was a person there with red hair. I'd never seen someone with red hair. And I was confused because now I went from being one of the only kids with light skin to being like in a majority of people with the light skin. Also in second grade, I need to tell you that my favorite restaurant at the time was Kentucky Fried Chicken. So, Avelia's my partner. We get in the water and they blow the whistle and she takes off. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm swimming after her and we make it to the docks. But go back to when she was telling me about how scared she was, because I was going through all this in my mind. Like, you know, what was going on? Why was I so quick to befriend her? And I just start laughing because I remembered my why for asking her to be my partner. See, I didn't know she could swim. So it wasn't the desire to make it to the docks. It wasn't a moral responsibility towards inclusion, because my second grade mind didn't understand racism or hierarchical structures. And sadly, it wasn't love. No, the way I viewed the movie Jaws was the same lens I had when we moved from Birmingham to Boulder. Now remember, when you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, what do they ask you? That's right, they do. But when you're a kid, it was confusing because they ask you if you want dark meat or white meat. Now, second grade mind, remember this. Do you realize that every single person that Jaws eats is white? You see where this is going. So in my second grade mind, I believed if I was in the water with Avelia, who had dark skin, I would be protected by getting devoured from any great white sharks lurking in the Boulder Reservoir. So my motivation for picking her for a partner was self-preservation. It was based on fear. So I confessed this to Avelia, and she looked at me, Cynthia, I grew up in Florida. Now, I was a decent swimmer, but I wasn't the greatest swimmer. But let me tell you about Florida water. Most of the water is 78 degrees. When I got into that water in the Boulder Reservoir, which is like 65 degrees, I thought I was going to turn into an icicle. I just wanted to go as fast as I could to get out of the dang water. And so we both start laughing. So fear, duty, desire, love. What is the why that is guiding you on your journey today? In the workshop, I'll talk a little bit more about stage 3. And we're going to be going through our own script. You're going to be just kind of plotting out where you are on your own journey. Now, the final act of the heroic journey, it really isn't a happily ever after the end. It's really the end and then a happily ever after. Because the end is really a new beginning of consciousness. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is your life right here and right now. And each of you are perfectly guided by wisdom and the intention of love. The force is with you. So.
Well done. Let's give Reverend Cynthia a little bit more love. After that talk, I'm never going to the beach again. Yeah. So we're so grateful to have you here. We're very blessed. And thank you for being a part of our community already. So thank you. And if this message spoke to you, this is the time that we get to participate in the law of circulation. It's a time of giving. And I'm asked our ushers to come up forth here. We like to talk about 3 T's that is required for our community to be sustainable. It is your time, it is your talents, and it is your treasures. We hope that your time is spent in sacred service. Your talents is where you show up to be who exactly you're meant to be, to bring your gifts to sustain this community, and now the treasures. This is where we get to bring in the fun so that we can continue to tell the story of love. If this spoke to you, this is a time that we get to give from our hearts. We get to know that everything that we are doing here requires our treasures. And at home, if you like to give, you can go right to our website, cslftl.org, and you can hit the give button, or even on our app, there's a give button as well. I want to thank our TPL members, which Reverend Cynthia is one of. And our TPL members are those who give on a regular basis, constantly, month after month. And that is how we get to do our day-to-day business with due diligence. So we're going to take a moment here, and we're just going to pray in all the gifts. Let's go within. So I'm just so grateful for us to be in the space of love. I am so grateful that we get to come to this home of CSL. We get to come here to be a part of a family, a community, an inclusive community that celebrates love. I give thanks for all the gifts that are coming through the door here and now, may it be in the building or may it be online. I know that all ministries, all needs are met. I see the abundance of this place growing, thriving, building, expanding. So again, we give thanks, and we simply allow it to be. And so it is. Amen.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Yes. We get to remember that. Everything, all needs are already met. And if we can remember, even the times we're experiencing a lack or limitation, if we can remember that God is our power, God is our strength, everything's going to be okay. It is already okay. It is time for our meditation, and I believe that meditation is the foundation of all our spiritual practices. If you want to know about abundance, if you want to know about who and what you are, you want to know about your divine connection, it requires us to go within. It requires us to shut out the noise of lack and limitation, of a recession, of a political divide. It is a time that we get to really connect with Spirit within us that says there's only one of us here. And we are the representation of abundance, of prosperity. It requires a daily practice to remind ourselves, because the world will tell us that there's not enough. The world will tell us that we're not going to pay our bills. But when we really take a moment to be still and present, we will know the truth. The psalmist David says that be still and know. Be still and know. And some days I'm even telling myself, be quiet and know. Be still and know. To know what? That I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am a divine emanation of Spirit. Therefore, I have everything that God is, I have. There's no need to beg and beseech. There is only the time that we get to remember and affirm. Affirmations is the affirmation of the truth that you are divine, you're one.
Every day, every day, every day,
invite you to go within, close your eyes. Set the intention to connect with abundance. That is our core value of today. I want you to allow the sound of the crystal bowl to elevate this awareness of the infinite possibilities that live within you. We are connected to a universe that knows no lack, knows no limitation. And we can only know that by setting the intention to connect with Spirit. As we listen to the sound, we hear the infinite sound of the universe, the circle, the eternity, the abundance of life itself does not end. This sound carries a vibration and energy of abundance, prosperity, plenitude, infinite possibilities. The sound is a reminder of our connection with Spirit, with life itself, with nature. The sound deepens our connection, our awareness of Spirit itself as us. There is no spot that abundance is not. Therefore, abundance is right where we are. We are the life of God. Therefore, we are abundant, prosperous.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. God is all around me. Every day, every day, every day, every day. God is all around me. And I'm thankful. And so it is. And I'm thankful. And so it is. God is all around me.
Let's practice our collective Om. Take a deep breath into the nostrils. Release all the breath, big exhale. Inhale for your Om. Inhale. And so it is.
lift it up. I wanna be fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown. Lead me and I'll go. Come set me free. But I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be. These mountains, these giants will fall at a single word. In your name, in your strength, I'm more than a conqueror. But I wasn't given a spirit of fear. I was given the power of love. Everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up. I wanna be fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown. Lead me and I'll go. Come set me free. But I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be. I won't be afraid.
Come on.
I won't be afraid. I'll call out your name. I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. I'll call out your name. I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. I'll call out your name. I'll walk out in faith. Fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown. Lead me and I'll go. Come set me free. God, I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be fearless.
Yes. Ooh. Ooh. I love reflections. I love y'all. You know, I was sitting there having that thought. You know, you get that download, and that word fearless, it doesn't mean living without fear. It means you learn to fear less by learning to love more. And that was love, Maylene. Give some love to Maylene and reflections. Ooh. We are blessed. We are blessed and a blessing. CSL. We have a lot of different things we do at CSL. Trust me, myself and Maria knows we do a lot here. So for any information, more information about registration and what we're doing, any of the events that I talk about here, please go to our website, cslftl.org, or go to our app and you can see our events drop down. You'll get more information. We have practitioners in this room, which I love so much. My practitioner corps, please stand up. Come on. Stand up on your feet. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, practitioners. Our practitioners pray for us. This is the healing hand of our community. They pray on a daily basis because we're in a WhatsApp group. You can't join it. It's only for the practitioners. But the prayer comes through. We need prayer for this, for this, for this. When y'all ask us to pray, that's what we do because we are praying practitioners. If you are in need of prayer, I do not want you to leave this room today until you sit with one of our practitioners and have a prayer. And if you're at home, if you want to get a prayer right now, you can go to our website, cslftl.org, and hit that prayer button, or you can call into our prayer line, which is 954-990-5625. And of course, on the app, hit the prayer button itself. And we have a youth department that is thriving, that's learning the same exact thing that we're learning in here, they're learning in their youth center. If you're thinking about it's time to come back, can I bring my kids? Absolutely. I believe that if our children grow up learning these principles early on, they're going to change this planet. So bring your kids to our youth department. We also have a beautiful thing that we do every Wednesday morning in yoga. It's 7:15. I know it's early, I know, but trust me, it's worth it to get out of bed and get here. We have a great yoga community. So I'm excited about your workshop. I'm going to be there, but can you come up and tell people about what you're going to talk about in your workshop?
Yeah. So the understanding of the science of mind, the thing itself principles. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that. But if you feel stuck right now in life, and I know you saw my video where I actually was driving in a traffic circle. I had a lot of fun with that. People behind me probably thought it was crazy. But if you do feel stuck, this is just a great place. Or if you kind of want to understand why things are happening to you that you don't feel like you manifest, we're going to understand a little bit more about maybe you are subconsciously manifesting things that are going on. So definitely hope to see you there.
Thank you. That event is free for TPL members, and if you're not a TPL member, you should be a TPL member, but you can come in. I'm pretty sure it's $10 if you're not a TPL member, and if you don't have it, we don't want you to miss out, so see me afterwards. We'll get you in. I have $10 for you. All right, we're doing something incredible I'm so excited about. It's called Party for 8. We have several homes in our community that will be hosting a party for 8 people. And this was a huge success at CSL Kansas City, so we're bringing it here. I think we've done it once before the pandemic, so we're bringing it back. We're calling it a Party for 8 because, you know, some people don't want to sit down for dinner. Some people just want to have a party. And I love that. So it is a very limited space. It's $35 per person, and you get to go and choose the you want to go to, see the menu. Everything is going to be listed out front at our activities table. One of the things that we are very clear about, this cannot be signed up online or through the app. This has to be done in person, or call Maria at the office and make sure we have your spot. Again, it's limited, and all the funds are coming to CSL. All right, and we started a class this week. It centered the teachings of the 4 agreements taught by myself, and it was a great start. We had 22 people in there, and it's great. There's still time you can come in and you can join our class, and you can come in and begin the next agreement, and it's don't take things personally, which is one of my favorite. So please join us, and that is on Tuesday nights from 7 to 9. For more information, please see me or Maria in the lobby after service. Well, guess what? Reverend Heidi Offrey is coming back once again. I think we have a video, so let's play that video, Jerry. Video is coming up. We love Reverend Heidi, and she's coming in. So we know that she brings such a unique kind of energy. And if you don't know Reverend Heidi, this is going to be great. So I'm grateful. And Jerry, do we have that video?
Hello, Center for Spiritual Living in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Reverend Heidi Allfree, and I'm going to come see y'all on October 23rd, Sunday. And I want to thank Reverend Skip for inviting me to come. And I want to tell you what we're going to be talking about. You all are looking at and studying the book Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. It's a wonderful book. And I have a question for you. Is the world's most powerful drug? I know many thoughts are coming. Well, it's actually free. It is within you, and it is gratitude. And he defines gratitude as a feeling of appreciation that comes when you recognize something is valuable to you, which has nothing to do with its monetary worth. It comes in many languages. Thank you, gracias, grazie, merci, danke, asante, arigato, and finally from Bali, terima kasih. Lots of love to all of you. We'll see you on October 23rd. You'll be
Yes. So Reverend Heidi will be back here October 23rd, and she's going to be our guest speaker, and she's also doing a gratitude workshop, which actually kicks off our month of gratitude, which is going to be in November. Well, it's everyone's month of gratitude, so I'm grateful that she's going to be here as well. Also, just to let you know, she talked about Bali, and I am taking a trip of CSL members who want to go to Bali next June. You can find out more information in the lobby about that as well. So that was a great service. Once again, please give Reverend Cynthia a little bit of love. And y'all, we have an affirmation. You're probably sitting on it, so let's stand up. Grab your affirmation, stand up nice and tall. And remember, we talked about affirming the truth, and this is our affirmation for the week, to affirm the truth. Let's do this together. Today, I am motivated by love, guided by spirit, and inspired to be of service, and so it is. Yes. So let's remember this together. There is only but one life, and that is the life of God. There is only but one power, and that is the power of love. And there is no spot that this love is not. Therefore, this love is in the center here and now. It is within myself. It is within each and every man. It's in each and every person who know it and who don't know it. So we get to celebrate as we learn what we learned here. We get to move out into the world, and we know that we are on purpose with a purpose, and that is to share love and to change this planet. If you are in agreement with me, say, and so it is. And so we are. Amen. Yes. Thank you at home. We're going to be here next week at 10:30. I want you to join us right here online. And everyone in the building, please stay for our final song, This Is My Wish. This is my wish for the world, that peace will find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise, ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine, 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 shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Thank you for taking part in today's live stream. Your participation means so much to us. Remember, there's several ways to give. Click on the donate button here on Facebook or donate at our homepage, cslftl.org. There's also a regular giving program called TPL, where you can set up a monthly contribution. You'll find details on our webpage, cslftl.org. Here's a great way to stay in touch with CSL Center for Spiritual Living. Our brand new app is available in the App Store under Center for Spiritual Living, FL, and that's Florida. Stay in touch, and thank you again for participating in our live stream. We'll see you soon.